We'll begin this evening in the nation's capital, where President Bola Tinubu has directed that the 8,000 Naira conditional cash transfer envisaged to bring succor to vulnerable households be reviewed immediately. Well, the president also directed that the whole range of palliative package be unveiled to Nigerians. He ordered an immediate release of fertilizers and grains to approximately 50 million farmers and households in all the 36 states and the FCT. This latest directive is contained in a press statement signed on behalf of the president by Special Advisor on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy, Dele Alake. The president assured Nigerians that the 500 billion naira approved by the National Assembly will be judiciously utilized. But the presidency also says the decision of President Tinubu to review the conditional cash transfer program is proof that he's a listening leader who has promised to always put Nigerians at the heart of his policy and program. Let's talk to State House correspondent Femi Akonde, who's standing by live in Abuja for more updates in this regard. Femi, the president has directed that the whole range of palliative package now be unveiled to Nigerians. What's the modality for this, and how soon should Nigerians expect this? Well, we'll get back to Femi probably later on in the course of this bulletin, but let's hear what you think about the first 50 days of the president. The question is, what's your thought on President Tinubu's presidency in the past 50 days? We're getting some reaction right now on Twitter. Let's begin from there. Following the developments, Alan Odusoya says there's no doubt that President Tinubu did hit the ground running. So far, so good. The modalities for the 8K palliative for vulnerable households, according to him, should be fine-tuned. And we saw that happening. We saw that happening yesterday with the reaction from the presidency. For Oyedemi Fatai Babs, it says President Tinubu should channel the $800 million loan to transportation in all local governments in the country and other $500 billion to education subsidy and free health care for a period of 1 year, not 6 months, as proposed in the 8K palliative. Well, the president has promised an open-door policy, so Nigerians are also weighing in. 100 days in office, and President Tinubu really took the bull by the horn from the day of inauguration, yanked off subsidy, floated the exchange rate, sent Emefiele far away from CBN, which have seen so many monetary policy changes that will help the economy. He says, good so far. That's according to Shining Light. Join the conversation right now. Use the hashtag first 100 days. For Shew, it says, although Nigeria, well, we are following some of these updates. If you can, just put the tweet back on screen. Thank you very much. Although Nigerians are really having some hard time adjusting to the new cost of almost all commodities, starting from the new fuel pump price, but with time, I believe Mr. President's positive plans will be felt in all homes across the country. Olawumi Adeoye says, so far so good, except for the 8K palliative money. How will it reach the poorest of the poor who don't have BVN? What data do they have to run this effectively? How are they going to make this process transparent? President Tinubu should please rethink this measure, and I think he already listened to you. Olawumi. Ola Lekon at Lekon_Ogunleye says, sincerely, I don't know how they intend to share the proposed 8,000 naira subsidy removal fund. Are they not in this country when the immediate past administration shared it to palliatives, whilst Nigerian government only favored the rich at the expense of the masses? Well, remember to tag at TVC News NG and at Nifemi Oguntoye with your tweets in the course of this conversation. Let's get back to Abuja, where State House correspondent Femi Akonde is standing by for updates. Femi, what's the modality for unpacking this new palliative plan of government, and how soon should Nigerians be expecting it?
Well, if we saw that statement from the presidency directing that directed an immediate unveiling of the palliative programs by the federal government, but first ordering a review of the 8,000 conditional cash transfer that was meant to cushion the impact of the subsidy removal on the poorest of the poor. We expect in the coming weeks, and most likely this week, the government will roll out that full plan of the palliative measures, what exactly it will be, who gets what, how it will be distributed across the country, and indeed what other plans they have in place to ensure that this is sustained, to ensure that the impact of the subsidy removal is reduced to the barest minimum. Already we have seen that directive ordering the release of fertilizers to farmers across the country. The federal government is saying that indeed farming must be sustained all year round, all season farming, and the farmers must also be empowered to ensure that there is no food shortage. This is President Tinubu's administration's effort to tackling the issue of food security. We have also seen some of the executive orders signed recently and some pronouncement from the Tinubu administration. So all of these put together would go a long way in cushioning the impact of the subsidy removal on Nigerians. Nifemi.
Well, we're waiting on the implementation. That's what matters to Nigerians right now, particularly those who now have to pay 619 Naira per litre of petrol. But Femi, apparently, it does seem that the Senate didn't receive any correspondence from the president today as regards the ministerial list as earlier reported. What new information do you have in this regard?
Well, if ever there has been so much speculation about these long-awaited ministerial lists, let's not forget the president has a period of time within which he has to submit that ministerial list to the National Assembly. He is still within that time frame. That time frame has not elapsed yet. We expect that would elapse sometime next week. So, about 2 weeks ago, the special advisor to the president on communication strategy and special duty, Dele Alake, said that all what is in the media space are just mere fabrications of individuals and interest groups and also fifth columnists. So for us here, we're just keeping our fingers crossed, waiting for the president to officially communicate that to the National Assembly, to officially transmit that ministerial list to the National Assembly for their screening and confirmation. Until that is done, we cannot speculate, but we know that from what we are getting from the presidency, that within that time frame, Mr. President will act. Nifemi.
Well, we now have 9 more days, according to law, for the president to transmit this list to the National Assembly, and we're looking forward to it from Lagos as well. Femi just got back from Nairobi. Good to see you, and thank you for talking to us.